will see how to get SSO dashboard access using SAML, Microsoft Azure as our identity provider, and using the external identity broker. In order to do so, we will need to have a dashboard instance running. We will execute our instance of the identity broker, and also we will need to expose it to internet so we can interact correctly with our identity provider. In this case, the identity provider is running in the port 3010, so I will expose that port to internet. Application running, we will need to create our profile. For that, I will be using Postman to consume the API of dashboard and create my new profile. Also, I will need to go to the documentation of the identity broker and copy. This is the template to have working dashboard SSO access using SAML. We'll copy this. We will start to fill each of the fields. This is the ID that we will be using. This should be the same right here in the URL. The organization ID, we will need to go to dashboard. We'll copy the organization ID. And in the same way, I'm going to copy the dashboard credential. Now, as we are using the external identity broker, the third location should be a path where the certificate is living in our operating system. In this case, I already have one certificate created and it's located in my personal directory. So I will paste right here. Okay. If we check the full-serve file, we will see that it's one single file that contains the certificate as well as the private key. This is needed, is required that it should be a one single file. Now the host, SAML host, here we will copy the URL from nrock and paste it right here. Dashboard host is the same, like dashboard in the port 3000. And we are done at this point. We will need to gather this information directly from Microsoft Azure to Microsoft Azure and create our application. For that, we will go to Azure Active Directory, Enterprise Application, and we will create a new application. It should be non-gallery application, and this is the one that supports SAML SSO. We will put any name to our application. We'll add Now we can proceed to set up the single sign-on configuration for SAML. So here we will copy again the URL, the HTTPS route to reach our stake identity broker. Should be out. And here will be the same, but the difference that it will point to the callback endpoint. And we will save the change. Okay. Now, uh, from Microsoft Azure, we will need to copy the URL, the App Federation metadata URL, and this will be used in our profile in the IDP metadata URL. Now we can store. Okay, I was missing something, but in Azure we have to add our user to this application so I can log in. Okay, done. To test our profile. For that, I will have to point to my identity broker using my profile. SAML, this is the ID of my profile, and SAML provider. I will be redirected to Microsoft Azure so I can input my credential. Now I will be redirected to dashboard. And here is my user, my email that I use in Microsoft Azure.